Well, investors are more bullish on equities in South Africa, encouraged by President Cyril Ramaphosa's economic reform plans. The country's benchmark index has climbed more than 2% since the elections in May. So for more on this, Bloomberg's Africa correspondent Jennifer Zabasajja joins us from Johannesburg. Jen, what is behind this investor optimism? Tell us.
Yeah, Joumanna, it is welcome news for this country, especially if you think about a lot of the uncertainty that we got pre-election. So as you mentioned, yes, we are hearing from more fund managers who are saying they are upbeat and bullish about South African equities. And I want to start with this chart in particular, because as you mentioned, Johannesburg's all-share index since the election has climbed more than 2%. And as this chart is showing, it has actually outperformed the MSCI Emerging Market Index since that May 29th date. And I want to get into a little bit of why these investors are bullish. So if we take a look at this next chart, Bloomberg spoke to ABAC's Investment Holdings, which is one of the investment managers here, and they said that they're actually increasing their exposure to specifically South African equities. And these are some of the equities and their performance since the election, and some of those that are interest rate sensitive. So we have ShopRite Holdings, which is a retail chain. We have Robux, which is a construction company. And we've also seen banks such as Standard Bank and FirstRand clearly performing in the green since the election. And a lot of the reason why is sort of what you alluded to in the intro, Joumanna. And I want to take a look at this next chart, which is just showing exactly that. So President Cyril Ramaphosa gave his opening of Parliament address last week and really gave a lot of investors room to be supportive and encouraged about his direction. He said, and in quotes, he said that he wanted to turn South Africa into a construction site, alluding to the fact that he wants to see more infrastructure development. He also alluded to more market-friendly reforms and really was encouraging this new coalition government to tout more job creation, more employments, potentially opening the door then to more growth. And what we are hearing from investors is that they are not naive to the fact that, of course, this government is going to require a lot more work. There is going to be a lot more accountability that is needed, but perhaps the worst of it is behind us. And Joumanna, just finally, on this last note, today we are going to get South Africa inflation figures, CPI. And as this chart shows, the expectation is potentially we will see inflation start to slow down. And of course, that could potentially then open the door to the South African Reserve Bank cutting interest rates later this year, which of course could mean more upside for South African equities. But yes, this is the picture right now, and we're going to be paying very close attention to it going forward.